and we're going to kind of get rolling with what you need for class, how to set things up, and then we'll get into our first lesson. So if you are following along with this video, I will ask you to pause it at some times, write some things down. Everything you need to write down, I will show in this PowerPoint video, as well as what it'll look like in your notebook. So please feel free to pause the video at any time. Make sure you have everything down. Make sure everything makes sense. And if always ask questions, email me, go through our Canvas page, or if you're in person, you can talk to me in person during the days that you are here. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. So what you will need to bring to class or have with you at your desk wherever you're working from. You will need your notebook. I will provide you with one if you cannot get a hold of one. At home, any notebook will work. You just need a decent sized notebook that can hold our notes as well as our work. It'll be what you upload stuff with. You'll need pencils. We all make mistakes. It's easy to erase. I don't really like using pen with math. Um, you're bound to make a mistake. I make mistakes all the time. It's just easier to erase and rework things. And then also a scientific calculator. It'd be great if everyone had their own, and we don't need anything fancy. This TI-30X that I have shown here is $10.99 at Target. As long as it's got some functions, parentheses, exponents, stuff like that, that you can type out in a problem or equation, that'll do just fine. So if you could find one of those for this class, that would be much appreciated. That way everybody has one in case we do end up going all virtual again. Everyone has a calculator. So getting started, email, 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 okay? That'll be almost our main source of communication throughout this class, as well as our Canvas page, but we'll get to that. So make sure Outlook is downloaded from self-service. If you need to do that, if you find the F4 key, it's got like 6 boxes on it, click that, scroll over in your apps, look for self-service. Once you're in self-service, go to Microsoft Apps and download this Outlook. This is the icon over here. It's got that O for Outlook. And then open Outlook and sign in. You're going to sign in the same way you sign into your computer. Your email is your 9 number and then at NKC Schools. My email is zachary.cornell@nkcschools.org. Again, if you have any questions, please email me. And then once you have your email set up, I want you to go ahead and email me the following information. I want your name, your favorite movie, and your lucky number. That way, A, I get to know a little bit about you, and B, I do get to know that you've got your email up and running and you know how to communicate through that. So once you do have that all set up, go ahead and email me. Again, pause the video now if you need to get that set up and shoot me an email. So again, you can pause the video now and then return to it and we'll get rocking and rolling. So getting started as well, we have a Canvas page. Make sure you're enrolled in our Canvas page, Intro to High School Math. That'll either be the first house section, and you'll see first house on there, or the fourth block section. And you'll see, obviously, the icons say first house and fourth block. Make sure you can access that Canvas page, but these are the icons you should have on your Canvas. To touch on the notebooks, we will use our notebook almost every day, if not every day. You'll also use your notebooks on days you're not here to work through and submit things online. So just because you're not here doesn't mean you don't have anything to do. Everything will be through the notebook and you can find all that information on Canvas. Now there will be some days where I'll have you do stuff electronically, whether that's download a PowerPoint file or Word document and work through that, creating a video, something like that. And then with our notebooks, anytime you see an OP on paper logo, that information is boxed in. That'll need to go on your notebook. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. But anytime you see this OP on paper logo, that is when you need to write something down. And so then for each unit, we will have 2 to 4 learning targets. Learning targets is what we're going to be focused on and what you're going to be graded on. So at the start of each lesson, we will address the new learning target and we will add that to our notebook on our title page. And what I mean by title page is if you sit the notebook closed in front of you and you open up to the first page, On the left side, there should just be that cover, that blank page, and on the right side is where your notebook paper starts. That'll be our title page for Unit 1. So when there's nothing on the left and notebook paper on the right, that is going to be our title page. And we're going to jump right in. See, here you see we have the OP on paper logo. We have Unit 1 learning targets. And as you can see to the right, I added what we need to write. So if you look over up in that big spot, we're going to put Unit 1 learning targets. And then I included on your notebooks on the first page. The left side should be the notebook cover like I talked about. And then you're going to go ahead and write 1.1 basic 7, which is I can use a symbol to compare two positive whole numbers. And then our proficient, which is a 9, is I can use a symbol to compare any two whole numbers. Again, pause the video at this time. Make sure your notebook looks like mine. You might take up a little more space, that's okay, but make sure the spacing and everything is as close as you can to mine. And again, pause the video now and make sure you have everything written down that is in the boxes. Okay, so now we're going to start Unit 1. So if you want to go ahead and flip your notebook to the next page, you should have both a left and a right. On that left and right page, you're going to write Unit 1, comparing numbers. So we have Unit 1, comparing numbers. So on the right side, I want you to write Unit 1, comparing numbers, and then you're going to go ahead and put day 1 up in the top corner so we know what day it is. And then in that little box over on the far right, you're going to put LT 1.1. That means we're working on learning target 1.1. Once you have that done, you're going to go to the left side, the page we just wrote on, we kind of flipped over, and you're going to do the same thing. On the far left, you're going to put LT 1.1, and this time you're going to write Unit 1, comparing numbers, and then try it on your own. And again, put day 1 so you know what day we're working on. That way, when I say, where's your day 1 material, you can easily flip through and find your day 1 stuff. So we'll start off with that. Again, pause the video if you need to. Make sure you have everything written down in your notebook. Make sure it looks exactly like my notebook. So we have using symbols to compare numbers. Okay, we're going to work with 4 symbols. Really, for the start, we're going to work with 2. So we have the greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. Okay, so again, you see that on paper logo, and what is boxed in needs to be in your paper. So notice I am on the right side where it says Unit 1, comparing numbers. The right side is going to be our notes page. The left side is going to be the try it on your own. So you can go ahead and look at the right side. And again, I have everything boxed in that you need. So you need to write the symbol and then what it stands for. So greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. And as you can see, I made a star, and I put the symbol should always eat the bigger number. So again, if you need to pause the video and make sure you have everything written down, do so now, and then we will move on. Okay, so moving on, we're actually going to compare some numbers. First, I just want you to write everything down. So we'll write all of our examples down, and then we'll go through and solve those examples. So don't worry about writing and solving at the same time. Let's just go ahead and copy everything down. I'll give you time to do that, and then I'll give you time to work through the problems as well. So again, you see the OP on paper logo with the box inside. Notice the title is inside this time, so I went ahead and put the title in here, comparing numbers. And then I have 8 and then a space 12, 18 space 13, 37 space 89, 247 space 288. Then next to those, on the same line that they're on, I have 8 is blank 12, 18 is blank 13, 37 is blank 89, and 247 is blank 288. So make sure you have that. Again, pause the video if you need to. And a quick tip, up in the top right corner, I will have either if it's notes or try it on your own. Remember, notes is all on the right side. Try it on your own is all going to be on the left side. So we haven't done anything with the left side, so you should just have the title up top. On the right side, you should have your first set of notes, which is the symbols we use and the star with the little hint saying the symbol should always eat the bigger number, and then you should have this comparing numbers section. So you should be about halfway down the page by now with everything. Again, pause this video if you need time to write things down. So let's go ahead and work through these. So if you look back up at your star, you have the symbol should always eat the bigger number. So in looking at 8 and 12, which one would we assume would be the bigger number, 8 or 12? Would you rather have $8 or $12? Would you rather have 8 cars or 12 cars? So go ahead and think about that one and put your answer in the box. And this one, 8 is less than 12. So we look at our symbols, the less than points away. And again, we want to eat the bigger number. But just like with reading, we're going to read math left to right. So if I read math left to right, I'm going to start with 8. 8 is blank then 12. So do we know 8 is bigger than or less than 12? In this case, 8 would be less than 12. So we're going to use the less than symbol. And we have 8 is less than 12. Which that's what we write in the blank. 8 is less than 12. So we're going to move to the next one. We have 18 and 13. Again, take a second, think about it. Which one is bigger? And you're going to eat that bigger number. And we have 18 is bigger than 13, or 18 is greater than 13. And then we're going to go ahead and fill in our sentence. So again, we're reading left to right. So we start at the left, which is 18. We have our symbol, and then 13. And what makes sense is 18 is greater than 13. Moving on to the next one, we are comparing 37 and 89. So again, you want to eat that bigger number, which in this case is 89. So we have 37 is eating, or 37 is blank 89. Again, we ate 89 and we read left to right, so we have 37 is less than 89. And for the last one, we have 247 and 288. Again, we want to find the bigger number. Looking at these, they're both in the 200s, so I need to move to the tens place. We have a 7 and an 8. I know that 8 is bigger than 7, so I know 288 is bigger than 274. Therefore, I'm going to have 274 is less than 288, which in our sentence form, we have 247 is less than 288. So that's our notes. Now is where we're going to move to the left side. So as you can see in my notebook, I've moved to the left side, and I have the try it on your own section. So for the try it on your own section, again, copy down everything in the box first. You have 8 problems to work through. Technically, you only have 4, but you're going to have to write some too. Same thing we just did, where you're going to write the symbol on the left, and then on the right column is where you're going to write greater than or less than. So at this time, please pause the video, make sure you have these all written down, and then go ahead and try those on your own. Looking at the try it on your own, please check your work with what I have on the screen now. We have 9 is greater than 7. 813 is greater than 381. 1,259 is less than 1,792. And then we have 21 is less than 29. So if you missed any of those or just wrote the wrong thing, just put a little mark next to it. You don't have to fix it right away. It's okay to make mistakes, and I kind of want to see those as well. So this should be on your try it on your own page. Just put a mark next to any of them that you got incorrect or wrote the wrong expression there. That's fine. We'll move on. Okay, so if you can see in the top right hand corner, we're going back to the notes side. We have comparing negative numbers. So when we're comparing negative numbers, when comparing two negative numbers, the number closest to 0 is the bigger number. So this is going to be opposite of positive numbers. Positive numbers, obviously you want the bigger one, which is farther away from 0. Negative numbers is the complete opposite. And if you think about it money-wise, would you rather owe someone $50 or owe someone $10? Obviously, I mean, myself personally, I would rather owe someone $10, which is less than 50, but 10 is closer to 0. So therefore, the negative numbers, the bigger the number, the closer it is to 0. You can kind of see this in our number line here. big to small. So if we have -4 and -1, again, we want to work towards the right. -1 is closer to 0 than -4 is, so -1 would technically be our bigger number. Again, the easiest way for me to remember it is money-wise. Would I rather owe someone $50 or owe someone $10? So the negative number, the smaller the number, the better. Again, pause this video if you need to. Everything in this box needs to go on the right-hand side under your notes. Again, we have our title, comparing negative numbers. Go ahead and draw that number line to give you a visual, and then write your little blurb. When comparing two negative numbers, the number closer to 0 is the bigger number, which is opposite of positive numbers. And if you do want to put that little hint in the box, think of money, you can do that as well, or think of your bank account. Would you rather have to owe someone $50, owe someone $10, something like that. Whatever it helps you to do. So go ahead and pause this video at the time. Make sure you have all our notes down. Again, your notebook should look exactly like mine. So we're still on the right side, and we have comparing negative numbers practice. Again, copy down these 6 examples. I left a space in between each one, so I have -3 space -7, -40 blank, -55, -39 blank, -29, -490 blank, -488, -1032 blank, -1045, -45 blank, -72. So go ahead and make sure you get down those examples. If you need to, again, pause the video, make sure you have everything written down, and then we'll get moving. Looking at our examples, we have -3 and -7. Again, if you want to think about this as money, would you rather owe somebody -$3 or $3 or $7? Again, think of opposites. We want the number closest to 0, or in this case, the smaller number. So -3 would actually be greater than -7. Moving on, we are comparing -40 and -55. Again, you want the smaller number. In this case, it is -40. So we have -40 is greater than -55. On to the next one, we have -39 and -29. Again, if you want to think about it as money, would I rather pay $39 or pay $29? I'd rather pay $29. So we have -39 is less than -29. This one's pretty close. We have -490 and -488. Again, if you want to think of it as opposite of positive numbers, or which one is closer to 0, which one is smaller, we want to look at 490 and 488. Which one is smaller? 488. So we have -490 is less than -488. And again, we have a pretty close one, -1032 and -1045. So they're both 1,000, and then we have 32 and 45. Again, we want the one closest to 0. And I know it's a small difference, but 32 is less than 45. So -1032 is greater than -1045. And the last one, we have 45 and 72. Again, -45 and -72. We want the one closer to 0. So would you rather owe someone $45 or owe someone 72? I would much rather owe someone $45. So therefore, -45 is greater than -72. Okay, so moving to the left side, again, we have our try it on our own section. Again, I want you to write the title, comparing negative numbers, so you know what you're doing here. So we're comparing negative numbers. Again, this is on the left side of your notes in the try it on your own section. And I want you to copy down all these practice problems. Again, pause the video, make sure you have everything copied down, and then go ahead and work through those practice problems. So again, pause the video at this time, and then we will move forward. Here's where you can check your work on the try it on your own section for comparing negative numbers. Again, don't change any of your mistakes. If you have any, just put a little dash or a little X next to ones that you might have confused. Again, I want to see that growth, and I want to see your your thought process. So it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to have a little slip up from time to time. That's all stuff we can figure out. In the meantime, please just mark those, and I want to see where we're at. Again, pause this video and check your work, and then we will move forward. And the last part of lesson 1 is mixed practice. We're going to stay on that left side, that try it on your own side. So your notebook should look exactly like mine again. We have mixed practice this time, and you have a jumble of comparing a negative and a positive, two positives, two negatives. So I want you to copy down these last 8 problems in your notebook. This should almost take up the rest of your page on the left side, on the try it on your own side. Again, pause this video, copy everything down, and then work through these problems. Again, in those blanks, I need a number sign, or a greater than or equal to, less than or equal to sign. So work through those problems. Again, pause this video if you need to, copy everything down, and then work through those problems. One last time, you're going to check your work with what I have here. And again, make sure you are just marking the ones that you have next to ones you might have gotten wrong or messed up on. That's okay. Again, just mark those and we'll move on. So that wraps it up for lesson 1. What I'm going to have you do now is with your laptop, I want a picture of the try it on your own page. So if you go ahead and fold that over just so the try it on your own page is visible, you're going to go ahead and click on photo booth on your laptop. You're going to hold your notebook in front of you and you're going to kind of peek around the corner and make sure you got everything lined up. The biggest thing here is making sure all your work is legible so I can read it. So go ahead and take that picture and then go ahead and look at that picture and make sure you can read it. Make sure everything's clear, everything's visible, and then you're going to go ahead and upload that to Canvas. I will have a short video tutorial on how to upload that to Canvas, on Canvas. So you'll go to Canvas, you'll look on how to upload that picture, and then from there you will drag and drop your file into Unit 1 Comparing Numbers. Try it on your own Day 1 section. I hope this video has been helpful, and I look forward to hearing from all of you and hearing what you have for your first assignment and how your first day went. Thank you.